Greetings, greetings. My name is Tanya Thompson, and this is Working While Black, causing good trouble for justice and change. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome, welcome. I hope you find something here that helps you navigate your journey or support someone else that you know that's on the journey. The journey is dealing with workplace retaliation, harassment, hostile work environment. I am here to share an update on my visit with Assembly Majority Leader Cecilia Aguiar-Curry. I met with her district office director this morning. I want to share an update on that visit. I know yesterday I shared that I had that visit coming up, and yesterday I had also shared that I had reached out to Senator Christopher Cabaldon's office as well. And his office responded yesterday telling me that this law, this SB 497 Anti-Retaliation and Equal Pay Act, does not apply to state employers, meaning if you work for the state of California can retaliate against you, and there will be no accountability, no repercussions. If you work for the state of California, please ask questions about SB 497. If you know someone who works for the state of California, tell them to ask questions about SB 497. If you have not done so, please like, subscribe, and most importantly, share these videos. Subscribe and share. We need as many people in the state of California specifically to be aware of this message, of this law, and the lack of enforcement and the lack of protection for people who work for the state of California. That is the whole reason I am here, the whole reason I am sharing my experience and my journey. So please, 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 before I dive into this update or recap, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Now, quickly, I had a meeting with the district director of Assembly Majority Leader Curry. I'm going to just go with that. And while I will say the meeting was warm, she definitely showed compassion as I shared my story. And let me pause. I will share more details of my story. It was brought to my attention that I haven't really shared the details of my own story. You do know that I've been retaliated against. You know that I work for a state agency. But I want to make sure that I share the depth of the retaliation that I'm experiencing. So I am going to create a single video dedicated just to me laying out the story and the level of retaliation that I have experienced within the state. Then you'll have a broader context for the message that I'm sharing, and you'll see why it's so important that we get this message out. But at any rate, I shared the crux of the story, like I laid out the issues. There was an issue with equal pay. I was assigned the heaviest grant with no support. They refused to give me arduous pay, even though they acknowledged that my workload qualified for it. That was one issue. I had a manager that was overly scrutinizing all of my work. All of these things, and I'm sharing this story with this district office director, and I will give her credit because she definitely engaged with empathy, with compassion, but it still felt performative. And I told her that at the end. I told her in full transparency, it feels performative because she told me that she wouldn't be able to talk to anybody about this issue for another month. And I'm thinking, if you have a constituent in your office telling you about widespread retaliation in state agencies, you're telling me that that's not urgent enough, that you couldn't break through and make sure that somebody takes a look at this. So, what that's signaling to me is that, like I said, this is a coordinated effort and everybody is in on it. Now, the other thing that I'm learning or discovering for myself, maybe I'm the last person to figure out. Maybe everybody else already knew how crooked the state was or how horrible they are at honoring their word. I am a person who believes in equity and justice and fairness. When I worked for Nevada Department of Corrections, the one good thing I do remember taking from them is firm, fair, and consistent. And when I worked in the prison, one of my main things was give them what they got coming. It's no skin off my back. If you got this coming and I should have gave it to you anyway, then I'm gonna give it to you. It does me no harm. So give them what they got coming. I don't understand why these people can't just give me what I got coming, what they owe me, and why they're going through all these hoops beats me. But it's not just my agency. So now I'm uncovering it's going as high as the political leaders who are writing the laws. So maybe it really was written not to apply to California employees. And if that's the case, employees of the state of California, I think we have a really big problem on our hands and we need to start making some noise. I'm going to have a little bit of a diversion. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute because what I'm looking at is California in my world, because I guess I'm an idealist, right? In my world, California, we're the land of equality and justice and liberalism and all of these great things. And that is not the reality of a life in California, at least not for a Black woman. Maybe it's just not for Black women named Tanya. I don't know. But the reality is not this equal treatment, fairness, and none of that. That's not real for life in the state of California. And the soapbox that I want to get on for a hot minute is Gavin Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is around here getting on Trump, opposing Trump for his governance and the way he's using FBI, DOJ, and all of these people federally to get vengeance and, solve his problems or get revenge on people that he thinks did him wrong. I'm sorry, Gavin Newsom, you're doing the same thing. You are running the exact same kind of government that you are opposing Donald Trump from running. So let's get real on the court, people. We afraid of what Donald Trump is doing? Pull back the curtain and look at what's happening right here in our great state of California. And if you are not appalled, something is wrong with all of us because this is too unnatural. It's unnatural. I am begging people to take this seriously, to join this movement, subscribe, share, get the word out. Start to ask questions if you work for the state of California. Write your representatives and ask them why aren't they enforcing SB 497? Make some noise. Make some noise while we still can, because they are moving slowly to strip that right from us as well. So if we don't actually step up and build some momentum, support on the ground level, we are really asking to just be rolled right over. And again, the biggest part of my disappointment is that this is what I am experiencing in the great golden state of California. So that, whoa, mind blowing, mind blowing. I also want to emphasize that while I also share and invite people to share their stories if you're experiencing it. I want to send a special invitation to survivors. Anyone who has survived retaliation, hostile work environment, specifically in the state of California, in the working for a public agency, reach out. Share how you made it through, because I'm struggling most days, not most days, but it's a struggle, mentally. It takes its toll. And I understand, for me, like, I believe in justice. Like, I bought this shit hook, line, and sinker. The Constitution, I believe in that, right? I have an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I believe that. I believe in the law. I used to want to go to law school. I wanted to be a judge. Hell, I wanted to be the governor. Whole nother story. But the bottom line is, if we do not stand up, if we do not come together, if we do not take this seriously, we are doomed as a community of employees. This part doesn't even apply to just being black or brown or female or male. Because if they can do it to me, when it becomes convenient, it's going to happen to you. White man, white woman, Asian people, everybody has the opportunity to be affected. Don't just think because my skin is black that I'm the only one that they're coming for. Absolutely not. So until we recognize that the laws need to be enforced across the board, again, that's my idealism. I get that. Until we realize that laws need to be enforced across the board, this is the world we live in. This is not the world that I think is possible. This is not the California that I know is possible. This is not who California has ever represented itself to be. So I am asking, this is an invitation, if you have survived retaliation in the state of California public sector, please reach out. Send me a message. Let's talk. Tell me how you made it through. If you have any resources to share with anyone in this struggle, reach out, share them. I'm creating a website where I want to be able to host or house documents, anything that can help people find resources and access if they need meditation or whatever. I'm trying to build out some resources that can help us all navigate through these changing times. Because if nothing else, we need to just be able to, I'm not going to say survive, because I don't believe in surviving. I believe in thriving. And we need to be able to navigate these waters and thrive in spite of the attempts to strip our rights and oppress and depress, right? And all those things. So I want to send that invitation to anyone who has been a survivor in this game, in this fight, because we need the solidarity. We need to come together, and we need to be able to build out resources. I'm also building out, I shared yesterday, I'm building out the platform to host some town halls so that we can begin asking questions of the policymakers. What are we doing to enforce these laws? And I'm hoping to generate some support, get you guys out here and help you ask these questions. I'm hoping you are going to start asking these questions. I want to help lay that foundation, lay that platform out there so that you can also be educated for your rights and what's important for you in your workplace as well. If things are great in your world, that's awesome. But you want to be aware, you want to know what your rights are in case the tables turn. In case the tables turn. Some of us are lucky to make it through our entire career without a hitch going wrong, and that's great. But some of us don't get that lucky, and for those of us who don't get that lucky, we need to make sure that we know how to take care of ourselves through the storm. So reach out, join the movement, share the movement, and help make sure that we are all taken care of. Last time I'm going to say it: like, subscribe, and share. I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more. Not even sure what I'm going to give you tomorrow, but we'll see. Have a good one.